Well, for a deeper analysis of this crucial election, we spoke to Professor Toker from the American Graduate School in Paris.
Just to situate the overall context, Marine Le Pen's party, the Front National, has gained over regional and local elections 26, 27, 28, up to 30% of the votes in local elections, indeed, never in over presidential elections. So she's expected, Madame Le Pen is expected to be one of the two major candidates who would win tomorrow night and would accede to the second round. But this, and here is the entire specificity of this election campaign, this is according to the polls, according to the scientific, so to speak, way of looking, of observing these elections. And we know that these elements have become more and more fragile in the West. See the Trump surprise victorious campaign, see the Brexit, etc. And this is why the overall political atmosphere is so tensed.
Is it a tight race right now?
It is a tight race. It is a tight race. Just to contextualize the overall scene, this is the first round, right? The French system has 2 rounds. There are 11 candidates, among them 4 who are the serious ones, and 2 out of these 4 will accede to the second round in 15 days from now. And we're speaking about those 4 between the first and the fourth one on the scale of the polling institutions. We have something like 3 to 5 points of difference. So it's very tight.
Excluding the populist movement that is going on throughout this world, tell us what separates this election from ones in the past.
In French terms, there are 2, 3 distinctions. The first one we've mentioned, the fact that it's so tight. Never ever in French political history, since the beginning of the Fifth Republic, namely almost 70 years, have the French gone to the polls with such a tight and unpredictable results to come up for the first round. The second element is the disappearance or almost complete disappearance of the major rift in French politics over generations, the one which separates the gauche from the right, or the left from the left from the right. Just imagine American politics without necessarily the presidential confrontation with a Democrat and a Republican candidates facing each other after decades and decades of political history of this nature. This is the case in France this time. And in a context which goes beyond French borders, the specificity of this election campaign is the fact that indeed there is some kind of inertia due to the Trump victory, due to the Brexit victory in Britain, and the fact that there is an anti-elite, there is an anti-establishment currents and subcurrents over the electorate, which one way or the other would show up and would come up over here with a different political system and a different voting system. But still, that makes so many differences in comparison to the so-called usual way of running presidential politics in France.